Hey guys, Akil here. Welcome back to the Trading Coach Podcast. Today we're going to talk about the cost of freedom and how sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do in order to not do the things that you don't want to do. Trust me, it'll make sense in a little bit. But before we head on, real quick, if you haven't done so already, make sure you check out our website, www.tier1trading.com. If you're interested in learning how to trade, we have all types of cool resources and programs over there. We got software where you can download, we got live resources you can join, and of course, what I consider to be the best community and network of traders out there. So www.tier1trading.com. I recommend checking out the 14-day risk-free trial membership. Get started today. Now, the question or the topic for today's podcast came from a question that I got on social media. And by the way, if you guys don't follow me on social media, make sure you do so at Akil Stokes RTM. I do respond to each and every question or comment that I get aside from the spammy stuff. So if you do have something you want to ask me, don't feel shy or don't be shy about reaching out. And the question said this, it said, Akil, trust you're doing great. Thanks for always taking time to respond to me. I'm in a bit of a crossroads right now and I need some advice. I've been trading for the past, I'm 23, I've been trading for the past 6 years, and over the years, I have been able to find consistency in my trading, although I'm trading a small account size. My why for trading has always been freedom of time, which is why I never really tried getting a job. Instead, I started online businesses. I just finished college and I'm at the point where my online businesses are still in the very early stages and haven't started producing enough income yet. And my parents are also trying to make sure that I get a job, which is something that I don't want to do. Although I feel like getting a job would provide a bit of capital that can be invested into my trading journey, but I also feel sad that I have to trade my time for money, and I really enjoy my freedom or the freedom I have now. What would you advise? And I guess the question is, would you advise that I get a job? And you know, this is an interesting scenario because it's funny. The greatest part about my story, when I first got into trading and I first got into really coaching, I was told to kind of, share my story as it would be, inspirational and motivational to others. And kind of the most, if this were a movie, the biggest turning point in my movie is when I decided to quit my jobs and focus full in on being a full-time trader, right? And when you look at that in the movie script version, it's like, hey, I quit my jobs and I focused my full energy on trading. I got good at trading and everything else was rainbows and unicorns. The truth is, I quit my 3 jobs and I was bad for a good amount of time after that. And I was actually bad to the point where the nest egg that I had put aside from, for my journey. So when I quit my 3 jobs, I just didn't kind of wake up one day and say, hey, I'm quitting my job. I'm going to be a great trader. It was planned, and not necessarily the quitting wasn't planned like right then and there, but I made sure I had enough capital to survive and meet my basic needs while focusing fully on my trading, right? And I didn't meet my goals in trading as soon as I thought I would be. And I was at the point where that nest egg was really starting to really diminish, dry out. And I was actually refreshing my resumes, rewriting them, getting my references in order because I was going to go back into the job market because that's what I needed to do to survive. Fortunately, I got good at trading right before that happened. I was able to flip it into a business. I was able to get a big client right before I had to go back to working a regular job or whatnot. And, it's been good ever since. But the fact is, there shouldn't be any shame in having a job, right? I know we want financial freedom. I know we want freedom of time. But the thing is, in order to achieve those goals, we first have to do things that we don't want to do. And it's funny because everyone wants the time freedom. Everyone wants to do only the things that they want. That is the ultimate goal. But that must be earned, right? No different than kind of intuition in the market. As a newer trader, you must be very strict and then you can earn a little bit of freedom in the market. You have to earn that freedom. And there are steps that you have to go through where you have to make sure you get to that level. And sometimes having a job is that step. Because at the end of the day, right, if we want to be traders, right, we cannot be successful traders if we don't have all of our basic needs met. And something very kind of crucial to those basic needs is money, right? If we don't have money, we don't have a house. If we don't have money, we don't have food, right? If we don't have money, we have this pressure that's on us that's going to make us view money differently. That's going to view what we're doing in our trading or in our online businesses differently because we're more in kind of, desperation mode instead of kind of free thinking mode. So we have to have our personal finances in order. We have to be in a good place financially before we can ever really fulfill our ceiling when it comes to trading or when it comes to any other business. If we're operating in that desperation mode, apologies, didn't even turn the phone off. If we're operating in that desperation mode, right? Yes, it gives us kind of motivation and drive and desire to kind of get after it back against the wall. But that only lasts for so long, right? You can go off that short-term adrenaline boost for a little bit, but reality eventually comes back and we need something solid to hang on to. So what I would advise as this person is like, hey, yes, get a job, right? Get that financial cushion, because all that financial cushion is going to do is it's going to allow you to not rush and not be as desperate when it comes to your other online businesses or when it comes to your trading. You're not going to have that need to I have to be successful by today. And you're not going to be tempted to take shortcuts or do dumb stuff in order to reach that goal quicker. Find a job. It doesn't have to be a career. The cool thing now, and I'm quite jealous of this, the cool thing now about, what you can do is, as far as getting income, is there's so much flexibility versus 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, right? You don't have to have necessarily a career, right? You can have a job that does just enough to keep you afloat, right? You can do DoorDash, you can be a Uber driver, you can find a part-time job, right? We think about many of our Hollywood actors, right? Do you know what these Hollywood actors do before they make it big, right? A lot of them move out to LA, a lot of them move out to New York, and they're waiters and waitresses. Why? Because it's a flexible job. It's something that they can do to buy time until they get that key role that's going to take them to the next level, right? A lot of professional athletes as well, not talking kind of the upper leagues. We look at we have something called minor league baseball here in America. It's very similar to lower divisions of soccer across the pond, right? Where these players aren't really making enough to survive, right? So guess what? They're playing technically a professional sport, but in the off season, they're working at a local store to pay the bills, right? And there's nothing wrong with doing that. There's no shame because they're doing what's necessary to chase their dreams. The way I see it is there's two ways of looking at it, right? You can either chase your dream or you can not chase your dream, right? If you give up, you're not chasing your dream, right? Just because you're sacrificing some of that freedom of time by working another job or doing this or doing that, the bigger goal is still the same. You're still on the path of chasing your dream. Maybe you diverted a little bit. Maybe you had to take a little bit of a longer route to get there, but you haven't failed. You haven't quit. You're still chasing your dreams, and there should be no shame about that. So my advice to this trader would be this. Find something. Find something that's going to get you income. Find something that's going to keep you afloat. Find something that's going to pay the bills so you're out of that desperation mode. And the cool thing about trading is that trading is so flexible. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to work your trading around that job or whatever you're doing, whether it means moving to a higher time frame, whether it means going to a lower time frame and focusing on just a few segments a day, right? The best thing about trading, and specifically Forex, is that it's 24/7. So you can do it whenever you want. You can fix it around or fit it around the things that you want to do in your everyday life. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you have any advice for this trader, let me know. Leave it in the comment section below and I will forward it to him. And until next time, plan your trade your plan. Again, don't be shy about reaching out to me on social media at Akil Stokes RTM, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, somewhere else probably. And you guys have a great day.